Good morning. Today I wanted to share a few thoughts about entrenched bias, specifically the impact of entrenched bias on outcomes. So this is drawn a little bit from my experience myself, my biases earlier on in my career, and also observing others over a long period of time. It is surprisingly common, actually, the attachment to our own opinions, which is what entrenched bias is, and how we tend to try to prove that right rather than understand what is right. And so the impact that has on our business decisions, of course, whether it is whether it's following one particular strategy, one particular path, or flitting between one path and another, one strategy another, and it's like a bit of nervousness, or whether it is hiring or not hiring certain kinds of people or service providers, whatever it might be. So what happens is this has I'm not going into the politics or ethics of it, of course. That I leave to the experts. But what I'll say is the impact I've seen in business outcomes. So when we become more interested in proving that our system works or is the best, or and so on, rather than actually trying to do what's right to get that particular outcome, targeted outcome, or reach the targeted objective, and so on. Obviously, the result will be obvious, and I've seen that happen a few times. This is surprisingly common. It's not so uncommon as it should be, but it's surprisingly common. All of us, most of us, if not all of us, have fallen victim to that at some point in our careers, in our lives. It is actually a trait within the human nature. So it's not alien. So which means that we have to constantly watch out for that to rear its ugly head in our lives. It may be dormant and it can pop up at any time. So the antidote I found to that is to go by evidence, and more specifically, where possible, empirical evidence. Over a long period of time, if this is what works, if not particular strategy, the elements of it, if this is what works in this way, chances are that's what will work in this way in that particular situation, and so on. So go by evidence rather than opinions. And as much evidence as possible over as much period of time as possible, especially when it comes to business decisions, obviously. And that way we can eliminate this bias. Actually, we won't be able to eliminate the bias from ourselves completely, but what we can do is we can eliminate the participation, let's say, of that bias in business decisions. So this is increasingly important now, leaving aside the politics and ethics of it, purely from a business perspective. Obviously, we need the best. All want the best outcomes typically for our businesses, for our functions, maybe whether it's sales or administration or accounts or finance, whatever it might be. And what I would say is, from experience, what I've found also is that we have to go strictly by evidence and make a conscious effort to do so. In doing so, we probably get the best results. And we are most likely then to reach or meet our objectives. That's me signing off today.